Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christy, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy. I had the beautiful opportunity to talk to one of my dear friends, somebody I have known for almost 2 decades, who has trained me, who has been my friend, has been just a great wealth of knowledge, and now she gets to be all of those things for you too. Denise Rupert is someone who thinks constantly, and she has spent the last probably her whole life really studying how the brain works. And something that Denise has taught me is really about how to recognize my implicit biases, either way, I suppose both are correct, and leverage them instead of weaponizing them, and recognizing that our implicit bias is soldered to our brain. There's nothing we can do about that. And yet there's a whole heck of a lot we can do about how we react to it. And so what we talked about in this podcast was about being bold. Bold is an acronym for first you have to believe, then you have to own it, you have to lead it, and then you have to decide. You have to make a decision. And there are so many ways that is indeed relevant, right? We're told to be bold. I need you to be bold. I need you to show up. I need you to do the thing, right? But bold doesn't necessarily mean loud. Bold just means that we are willing to believe in what we're doing. We're willing to own it. We're willing to leave behind the things that aren't serving us anymore. And then we need to make a decision to move forward. I see this being so relevant for leaders, particularly leaders who don't want to do it the way they've always seen it done, right? We tend to lead the way we were led, or we do the exact opposite because it was terrible. And yet I want to be the kind of leader that people would emulate because it's a good thing, and that I'm bringing something to the table that others would want to repeat and not hide from. And I think those kind of leaders are more rare, but they don't have to be. But they do have to be bold. And so if you are a leader today, which is all of you, because whether you are leading your family or a company, or you're an employee in a company, you are still a leader. And I want you to understand that as you choose to be a leader, you get to also choose where you put your focus and what you choose to believe. So I really had a whole lot of preconceived notions about myself for a whole lot of years. The biggest one being that my personality was too big and that I was too chipper. And it was because I was told that by quite a few people, right? People who said, oh, nobody's going to take you seriously if you are always so wide open, and you need to settle down and go sit and just be quiet. And I believed that. I believed that there was a time and a place for being who I am. And there is a time and a place for all things. But I should not, and you should not, hide who you are in the name of where you are. And I guess what I mean by that is you can show up authentically and be a jerk and say, in the name of authenticity, it's just who I am. That's not acceptable. What I'm saying instead is that I need to own the fact that I tend to laugh a little louder than I should, and that could be embarrassing, but it is really just who I am. And I am going to find the humor in things. Those are beliefs that I am now choosing to have, which is part of being bold. And I'm saying that because I want others to see that too. And Denise did a beautiful job of walking us through how to be bold. And then I would like you to take it a step further and choose to do it. So my whole goal in starting Productive Joy was to get you to a space where you were recognizing what's available to you and then actually being able to use it right away, right? So in these episodes, we talk about something, we should be talking about something that you can turn around and use. My goal is that you use it. I don't want you to hide it. I want you to recognize that you need to execute on it. So what are you going to walk away with today? What's the thing that you're going to try that you maybe have never done before, but are now willing to give it a shot? And that's the thing I want you to do. That's how I want you to be bold. I want you to believe first and foremost that you can do it differently than you've always done it. Then I want you to own the thing, whatever the thing is. And then I want you to choose which parts of it you're going to leave. And then I want you to decide to do it differently. Sounds a little familiar to AIM, right? You've got to analyze your current system, improve on those systems, and then move towards excellence, towards difference, towards change. That's kind of fun, right? It's scary as heck. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everybody loves change and it's the best thing ever. But I do think that if we're not getting better, then we are that stagnant water that Denise talked about that nothing grows in, right? You don't want to be the Dead Sea. You want to be flowing and you want to be full of life. And so my encouragement for you today is that you figure out a way to do just that. I am so excited that you are sticking around, that you are listening, that you are learning with me. And I am hopeful that you will find me in lots of other ways so that we continue to learn together. Some of the ways that you can do that, you can email me at learningcanstick@gmail. Super easy, super important that you recognize because that's the name of my book, right? Learning Can Stick. You also can go to my website, which is Aim with Us, and that one is a great place for you to find all my services. The one thing that I do that people don't even realize they need is if you're running a conference of any kind, I can train every speaker that is going to be at that conference to be better so that you're not putting people to sleep, right? We've all been to those conferences. We're like, oh my goodness, this person is like, seriously, are they still talking? Why? It does not have to be that way. I can help people not be that way. And it's little tweaks that have a really, really big impact. I also do one-on-one coaching, and that coaching might be around how to improve your leadership skills, or it might be on how to improve your presentation skills and anything in between. And then I also work a lot with leadership companies or leadership teams within companies, I guess is a better way to say that, to help people leverage talent so that their team, number one, feels psychologically safe. And number two, are able to be the best version of themselves because they've been given the right tools to leverage their talent. So if any of that sounds like something that you are interested in, please reach out. I would love to hear from you. And thank you for listening. You are hearing from all of my really smart friends, and I'm just so excited that you get to be a part of that. And my hope is that you are walking away with a nugget or two of wisdom that you can figure out how to use so that you can turn fun into action.